All right. We are live. Gonna just set a couple things up. So I can see, in case anyone asks any questions. In case I have anyone that joins me here. But just bear with me 1 minute while I set a couple things up here. All right. That's good. That's good here. So, again, I figured honestly, I was a little surprised at the ratio on the video that I posted earlier today, and if you're looking back at some of those clips, they are pretty crazy. But again, like full disclosure, it's not there's nothing fishy going on. Yeah, I played games for quite a long time. I think that'll work, right? Do I have this on my? Probably should put this on my. There we go. I'll mute myself here so I don't hear echo. I played first-person shooters for quite a while. Yeah, I played first-person shooters for, when I said 30 years, it's no joke. I played first-person shooters for about 30 years now. My first taste of a first-person shooter was through my cousin. He introduced me to Quake. I was addicted ever since. Played a lot of Quake in the early days, then eventually got into Counter-Strike. And I'm just talking about just purely PC games. I was a big Halo guy as well. Big into Halo when that came out. So, I don't know. I've played these games for quite a long time. And just more background about myself. I actually, when I was in high school, I was definitely not super pro level, but my neighbor across the street introduced me to Counter-Strike, and over the next couple of years, through the bulk of my high school life, I played semi-professionally online before it was cool, before big purses. I mean, these were prizes that were probably, you'd share $3,000 first place prize between 4 of your buddies. So it was not millions of dollars like it is today. It certainly wasn't a streaming or video game. The video game industry was much different back then. But again, like the core elements remain the same for PC gaming. There's a huge market for first person shooters. Specifically, Counter-Strike was really gaining a lot of prominence when I got into it, and when Steam was first launching, like in 2003. I was gaining a lot of momentum, and now I guess that was probably the first sign of like death for arena shooters, which definitely gets me in the field. It hurts me because I love arena shooters. I still love Quake. I still play Quake. But at any sense, I guess what I'm trying to say is that I've played these games for quite a long time. In my hand-eye coordination on a mouse and keyboard is I think it's pretty good. I mean, I have my off days as many other people do. I'm pretty strong on a controller as well, but I don't really play a lot of first-person shooters on controller anymore. I used to play a lot of Halo, but specifically Call of Duty. I'm more of a mouse and keyboard guy. If I'm over at a friend's house and he has an Xbox or PlayStation, I'll jump onto a controller. But I don't know. I've always liked the input of a mouse and keyboard, and just for further proof, like there's my mouse, right? There's my can't really lift up my keyboard right now, but there's my shitty wrist pad for my keyboard. So at any rate, I wanted to go over some of the shots that I made on this video that I shared. And if anyone's listening on the chat, feel free to like leave a comment or like a like or whatever. as to like if you did see the video, if you checked out, cool. Just give me your first impression on it so we can kind of talk about it. But I'm going to pretend like there's other people asking questions here, but I do want to give a pretty good response as to how I made some of those shots, what went into those shots, and just the overall idea of game sense, I guess, that you get over a long period of time of playing really any game. You just have awareness, and there's certain elements of the game that you really pay attention to. And I'll go through each of those things first, and then we'll watch the clip in its state that I uploaded, like the short version that I uploaded, and then we'll go through two of probably the most probably the ones that gather the most attention. One is me shooting through the smoke, right? And then the other is that wrist shot, that wrist flick that I do, on the museum level. I forgot the name of the level, but the one where we're in the room and I shoot straight through the display case and knock out that guy who's on the hard point with me as I clear the objective. So anyway, so let's just walk through a couple things real quick. Or actually, you know what? We'll go ahead and watch the clip that I posted. We'll do that first. I think that's important. Just in case anyone rewatches this or wants to get anything out of it, I do want to bring up what I'm talking about here. So this is the clip I posted earlier, I believe, right? So this is the clip here at the beginning. Deagle shot right there. Like I said, this is the smoke shot. All right. This is me, and then there's body that flies. I thought that was pretty funny, so I put that in there. A couple other deagle shots through the door. Saw those guys coming through, so I just wanted to spam the doorway. Check on the corner right there. Getting a triple kill there. Okay, shooting that guy in the butt. And here's the other shot, and then people are probably like, what the hell was going on here? Right there, yeah. And I purposely zoomed in on that for a reason, which we'll get to earlier. And there's me spamming that corridor, improv corridor right there. Again, checking my corners here. I knew the guy was coming around, shot him, and I knew that guy was waiting for me there. So anyway, so that's the clip that's of top of mind here. And I'm not saying we make the best clips in the world, but I try to put some effort into them. I just like to have fun in the game. So I add some music into it. I do the same for my son's clips. So my son plays a lot of Fortnite. Like, this is our shared YouTube channel. It's his namesake. Like, he's Zach, so he came up with the name of the channel. But he plays the Fortnite clips. I usually do the first person shooter stuff, and then we both play the GTA stuff. So anyway, but yeah, we usually get a good amount of like interactions on the videos, and actually the likes are generally more than dislikes. We have like a pretty good, like 94% ratio, which is pretty good. I think it's about average, maybe a little above average for most gaming channels. So when I saw the 50 ratio, I was like, holy shit! Like, there's probably people that are thinking that I have walls, and sure enough, someone commented on the video and asked if I did have walls, and I've always been really transparent again that I don't use hacks. I don't use aim assist. I'm not playing on a controller. I'm playing pure raw input from myself into the mouse and keyboard to make some of these shots. But it's not just the inputs. It's not just my mouse movements or my keyboard movements. There's other elements that go into that. So let's just quickly talk about that real quick. And forgive me for my lo-fi classroom board here, but I just kind of wanted to write some ideas down that I had. So really, I want to talk about kind of this idea of game sense, right? Game sense is just awareness of what's going on in the game. This term has been used for a long time. Certainly been used in Quake. When there's a lot of 1v1s, you got to have game sense in Quake maps. For those of you who don't know, it's a lot of it is deathmatch 1v1s. So you got to know when things spawn, what the timing is. A lot of people, once you get map control and you know what the timing is on those weapon respawns, like, you can run the tables on someone that may not have that intuition. But that's just general game knowledge. But there's a lot more that goes into game sense, itself. And I kind of listed those things out here. And one of the things is visual, right? So what you can see, that's the most obvious thing to most people. I think that's what most people respond to on like a scale, like a pie chart. It's not necessarily equitable, I think, for most people. If they're talking about game sense, most of it is visual. For me, it's a little bit more balanced. I'm trying to take in a lot of different. I use all my senses, really. So visual is important. Call of Duty is a little bit more of a realistic shooter, so it's kind of hard to see folks every now and then. It is faster pace than, let's say, one of the other games I play, like Hell Let Loose. That's a much slower paced game, but it's extremely difficult to see in Hell Let Loose. Call of Duty, it's a little bit easier, but it's faster paced. So, hand-eye coordination is going to be key, and a lot of that's going to trigger off of visually what you can see, what your frame rate is, what platform you're on. Generally speaking, I think most consoles are running this game at 60 frames per second. I think that was a target, and for the most part, the game is pretty well optimized, so you're getting a good signal either way. But at the end of the day, it just comes down to your eyes, like what you can process, right, and how quickly you can process that information. The second thing is sound. So sound is a big thing, huge. I remember when Counter-Strike first came out, or at least when I was first introduced to it, and sound, like real 3D sound, was incredibly important, just to get awareness of like where folks were, because that was like really the first big objective-based tactical shooter that came out that just blew up. And I just remember sitting in my friend's room over the garage, playing on a bubble monitor, and getting my first kill on that game. I'll never get that feeling back. Just, I'm sure most of you could probably relate to that. But the whole reason I got that kill was because I was crouched in a corner, protecting the bomb site. Like, this was on Aztec level, and I heard someone walking, or they were probably running from like double doors into the bomb site. And I knew where they were coming from, but I could hear it on my friend's really nice. I can't remember the brand headphones that they were, but they were like 3D sound that were plugged into a really nice audio, peripheral audio card, sound card, and that was a pretty big deal. I just got to plug my headphones in because they went out again. 1 second. Speaking of which, yeah. So sound is extremely important. And certainly within Call of Duty, it is. Ever since the games came out on consoles, it's been extremely important. I remember in college we bought like the best headphones just so we could hear where all the folks are, and the sound has only gotten better. And I'm excited to see how sound and visuals, together get better over, across the gaming spectrum. But in game sense terms, sound is extremely important, and you use that in conjunction with what you can see. So that gives me full sensory detail over the battlefield, so to speak, as to what I can see, where I can see where folks are, and where I think they're going to be. Okay, so where I think they're going to be is going to be important in a couple of the other elements that I'm going to talk about. Intel is important as well. So for Intel, I mean like any kind of game element that gives you any extra information, right? So like UAVs are extremely important in, especially in the modes that I play, hardcore. So there's not a lot of UI, right? So I don't know how many rounds I have in my rifle. I don't know how many or where enemies are clearly located. I have to, again, go on to visual cues. But if I get any intel on where the enemies are, that's extremely important. So if UAVs help me spot where enemies are, that's just extra information that I can help process to kind of figure out like where the enemies are and where they're going. Okay. Friendly deaths. So in a game type like this, we'll just stick to hardcore mode in the sense of when we're talking about Call of Duty, but without the lack of, clear visual UI indicators, really when folks die is important. There's not a lot of data on there, but I can at least see the blips of where my friendlies are across the map. So if I see a couple skulls pop up where blueberry dots were, that's information that's important to me, right? I may see those dots collapse into skulls down a hallway that I was going to go towards, but hey, maybe not. Maybe I won't go down the hallway anymore. especially if it's like a center fed room and maybe there's like a window on the back end. I may try to go in that window, right, and flash to that window and try to check that room quickly. Another thing too, intel is just like enemy patterns. This really happens with just repetition of playing the game, and not just playing the game many times, but just over the course of like one round, your enemy may play the map in a certain way. One enemy may just go for the hard point in a certain way. You may have like one or two guys that are really running the table on the team. They're playing a certain way. They're going balls to the wall, always trying to get center and get into the hard point, throwing grenades, doing whatever. Paying attention to that stuff is pretty important. The fourth thing here I have is a repetition. I mean, I kind of spoke to this a little bit in the pattern stuff, but some maps and some of the game types have just repeated play styles. So hardpoint, I'm going to play it a little bit differently. I'm going to be a little bit more cautious. I'm also going to check my corners a little bit more. Also, when I go into a room, I know where people are probably are, right? I'm not just like blindly guessing like where they are. I'm going to check certain corners, and I may even fire rounds into certain areas of the map just to check. Because another thing on the intel side is if I'm going through the maps and I know where folks are, and I want to repeat that same MO if I'm clearing a room, for instance, I want to fire a few rounds through a wall that I know my rounds are going to go through because someone is usually hiding on that other side of the wall, and I'm looking for a hit mark. If the hit mark is there, I'm going to keep firing into that wall and hopefully knock down the enemy, like eliminate them, or at least I'll know where they are, and then I can communicate that to my team. So that's important. Repetition can also mean like the physical interactions with your keyboard, for instance. So mouse control and coordination is extremely important. So basically what I mean is like practice your chops. Like if you're a mouse and keyboard player, you have certain movements that you use. You'll learn how the game can recognize certain hit markers or certain hit styles, right? Like sweeps, wrist shots, things like that. Flicks, these are things that you just learn over time. Once you are successful at, taking chances on a wrist shot or taking chances on like on a no scope deagle shot in close range or even medium range, you kind of have a feel for what that feels like in your hands, but also what it feels like on the screen. So it's extremely important to kind of like think about that. So last two seem stupid. Not really stupid, but maybe like on the lower part of the totem pole here, but everything has somewhat of equal importance here. And so I said, when in doubt, shoot where the target is going to be. Okay, that includes pre-firing. So I mentioned I might check certain areas in the map, might pre-fire, throw some rounds down there, looking for hit markers. That's important. That's important as if you're playing in more like a competitive environment. But also, if I see someone running at a distance, and then they go behind, some layer of concealment, like a truck, for instance, and I don't see them. But if I know they're running in this direction and the truck's here, I know they're going to exit that direction as well, right? So I may move my crosshair from where they were or where they are to where they're going. And I'm going to lay a line of fire down there because this game is fast. Most people just keep running in straight lines and they change angles all the time. But, you could get lucky. And that brings me to my sixth point. A lot of it is luck and being able to like recognize that. But luck comes in as like there are small rewards every now and then to kind of reward your preparation with how you play a certain map. So hopefully that makes sense. I can copy and paste these keys to game sense like I'm some kind of guru here. A little later, once I save this video down. So, all right. So the first clip we're gonna walk through here is the smoke clip, right? What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch it in its raw format. Just making sure I got my sound on. Okay, I got my sound on, so I can hear too. What we're gonna do is we're gonna watch it in its raw format, just so you can see what I showed you is a very small snippet of that instance, but I want you to see the entire thing of like what was going on in my head. We'll just play it straight through, and then we'll recap it with a little bit of my play-by-play. Again, using some of the points that I pointed out earlier about game sense and things like that. So let's just let's check that out.
Blast out!
Right.
I'm reloading.
I can pop out here and make that another shot. Okay. All right. All right. So that's the raw video, and we'll go for a play-by-play here. So just give you a little bit of background about this game. It was, I think it was yesterday that I recorded this. Yesterday evening. This was a very rough hard point game. We were losing terribly. The team was just overpowering us from a spawn perspective. They knew where we were spawning. They were kind of keeping us cornered in those spawns every time the hard point would rotate. So it was really hard to exit. I was getting extremely frustrated. I think this was like midway through the game. I was just turning a corner along with a couple of other folks on the team. But eventually we broke through. You know, we got a second wind. I got a couple kill streaks. Someone else got a couple kill streaks. So we were able to kind of flip the table. But what also helped us was that our enemy was extremely repetitive. Okay. They always entered enclosed areas from generally the same. Most of their forces entered through the same way. They weren't really working together that well. It was just brute force, and they got lucky on those spawn traps early on, and they just used that to their advantage. So, knowing all that, right, in this point on this map here, on the dome map here, or the observatory, I knew exactly where they were going to come in for this point because they had done it twice already. This was a long game. I think the hardpoint rotation had rotated at least twice by now. So this was his third time being at this location, I'm pretty sure. So I knew, I had some sense of if I had to place money on the bet, I knew exactly where they were going to be, right? They were going to come in through those double doors. Fortunately, the double doors were open. I don't think you can close these. Excuse me. I might sneeze. Excuse me. Actually, I think you can close these, but at any rate, they were open, and they were about to enter at any moment. Okay, so what I did is I just positioned myself here, tried to find an angle of where they would come into. Okay, our guys threw grenades, and then they threw a smoke. I think their team threw a smoke into the doorway. Great smoke, right? Great smoke. If I would have thrown the smoke, I'd have probably thrown it closer to the point, to be honest with you, and maybe thrown another one at the doorway just to kind of get the whole space, foobar. But this is still a great smoke. It is still a great tactic. But there was a key part to my play here that gave me the most information. Okay, so no one's really in the chat right now. But again, I'm doing this just as a basic review for everyone. So I'll just go ahead and say this instead of asking people what that key intel was. The key intel for my next play here was when I threw my flashbang. Okay, I know I've got an angle right now. I know where like the door jam is for those double doors. I know my vector for my flashbang could hit off that door jam and back outside, and that's exactly what I did here. But there's something interesting that happened when I threw that flashbang. Right there. Okay. So it's a hit marker. All right. So I'm throwing that flashbang through the door, and I get a hit marker. So what's that telling me? Okay. Thinking about game sense. I can't see anything right now. I can hear a number of things. But nothing's really pointing me to the direction of where the enemy is, other than where I know that they're coming in, but I don't know exactly. So I have to use other things at my disposal. So one of them is my equipment. So I throw the flashbang out, I get a hit marker, I know they're running through the door, right? So then my brain goes to the second thing. Okay, they're running through the door. The objective is to protect the hard point, so our guys can get on the hard point and get king of the hill, right? Get more time on the hill. Where are they going? Like, where is the enemy going? So that's when I transition over to here, right? Because if they're going to run through the smoke, and if they've been barreling into the hard point the entire game, I'm going to lay a line of fire as to where they're going. I can't see them right now, but I know where they're going. So that's what I do, okay? And if I would have gotten that shot off, if I would have gotten that shot off a second later, I probably wouldn't have downed this guy, this Soundwave guy. Sorry, bro. I wouldn't have downed him. He would have gotten out of the smoke. I probably could have tracked him and knocked him out, but this play would have gone completely. It would have ended up completely different. Okay, so I laid that line of fire down. I know there's like 2 or 3 guys who are really aggressive on this map. Now I've got the visual sense. Okay, there was a guy there. I could lay another line of fire down, but my angle is a little off, right? So there's more chances for more folks to be coming through the door than out of it still. Okay, I got lucky on this shot, but it was a good shot, and it gave me more info. So I'm going to continue to slice the pie. So I'm going to turn to the left, right, and not go aim directly at the door at first. I'm going to kind of sweep along, and I'm just going to time it. And it really, I could have shot anywhere, but then at the end of my turn, I decided to shoot straight through the door because, hey, that's my best chance of hitting someone. That's where I know they're coming from. Okay, I know they're coming in. I've got an angle as to, like, if they come in, they're going to hit my line of fire at some point, unless they happen to run, through my rate of fire. But that's not what happened here. So I cut it and I just shoot straight through. Okay. And then I want to get out. So I've made a couple kills. If they're smart, they're not going to continue to run in, right? But I also know what's on the end of my gun, and it's a laser, right? So they can see that. So I've telegraphed that, and I use my laser in an intelligent way. I love the laser. I mean, everyone says I use the laser a lot, but there's a reason I love it. I think the ADS is super quick, but also the precision on my reticle is like, top notch. You really can't beat the small green dot on the center of your screen. At any rate, so I got 2 kills out of this. I don't want to test my luck any further, because if I'm putting that laser down, the smoke is dispersing, and I'm telegraphing where I am. And the enemy's going to know exactly where I am, because I want to stay in the fight, right? I want to stay in the fight and knock down as many people as I am. So I'm going to retreat here, right? Reload. And then at this point, smoke's cleared. They know there's someone here. They probably know someone's on the right side, right? I can't cross over. I could go to the rear and get back on the hard point, but I just decided to go for it because, hey, they might be freaked out. They might be retreating. Maybe I've caught them in like a reposition. So I'm just going to go straight out the door, knock one guy, almost get this guy, but he kills me. So that was kind of a play-by-play of that clip. Hopefully that was interesting to those who decide to watch this, tomorrow, or the few folks that decide to watch this clip. So hopefully that makes sense, how I played that. All right. So my next clip I'm going to play is the the museum piece, right? The museum level, which I don't the museum level, which I don't really like that much. Oops, I can just say, try to track my track my stream here. All right. So next clip I'm gonna set up here is called is just the interior room clip. So back out of here. This one here. Okay. So I don't know. I can't remember much about this game. I think it was a few days ago. It might have been like a week ago. Or actually, I think this is from the same. This is from the same day, actually. Oh, okay, so this is from yesterday. I can't remember too much about this clip. I think this was another come from behind victory. It certainly looks like that. My KD right now is 8 of 9, which isn't the best. But again, I'm giving you a bigger scope of like to what this clip is. So we're gonna play this one raw, okay, just to watch it straight through. Again, I'm giving you more information to what I shared with you on the highlight reel, but just to get a sense of like what I'm seeing, and you could see, all the visual stuff, all the sound stuff that I got, moments before that highlight reel.
Friendly UAV online.
So I heard that guy behind me, right? Turn around and shoot. So I know there's a guy in the corner.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Guy camping in the cafeteria area on the top.
I got your back.
And that was the guy that got me. Okay, that was that shot. And then I think we continue to hold it down here.
Moving next hard point. Stand by.
Target down!
Good charge behind me. We can use the sound. I know it's behind me. I need to move.
UAV standing by.
On the other side there.
We secured the lead.
Requesting recon at the...
Hardpoint
Reloading!
relocated.
On your six.
Secure the target.
I think that's enough of that one. All right, so I'll move this up a little bit after my death from when I first start to clear this room. Okay, so I'm going back into this room after I died the first time. Okay, I know there's one individual in here, one enemy combatant in here, and at the time of my last death, he was in the corner, just to the right, on the inside. So this is somewhat center fed. So he's on the right side behind a case, I think, just right there in the pocket of the corner there. So that's where I think he is. I think I throw a flash here. Do I throw a flash? Yeah. No. Okay. I throw a grenade there. That's what I threw. I threw a grenade there because I want to try to get him out of there. Okay. If he's still there, he's going to run if it's a grenade. He doesn't want to die, right? Or he'll just stay there and take the death. So I know he's there. I'm pretty sure there's no one else in the room because the time that it took for me to die and get back to there wasn't really that long. It was just probably 15, 20 seconds. If he had a few buddies that came and reinforced him, fine. But the information that I'm running off of is that what I definitely know is that he was the only one in the room. How I knew that is because I was the only one being shot at, I think. Or he was the only one shooting at me, I believe. So I'm going to throw something there, right? Okay. I'm throwing something there and rotating over because I need to do two things at the same time here, right? There's a lot of places for the enemy to hide in this room. So I have to do things very quickly. So I'm going to throw that grenade at the same time. I'm going to shift over. Okay. I shift over and I see legs immediately. Okay. Or at least I see a glint of something happening. So as I'm moving over, I'm going to jump through and try to nail this sucker right here. I think he's ass up because yeah. So I lay a few rounds in his behind there. So all this is happening within, a few split seconds, but I'm processing it all, simultaneously. Throwing the grenade, I'm moving over here. The grenade goes off. I don't see a hit marker, so I know that guy's not there still. I see an unknown person on the ground. I don't know if it's the same guy who killed me, but as soon as I get that kill and I confirm the name of it, I realize it is the same guy that killed me. Okay, so that guy's out. Okay, so right now, and what also tells me that is the fact that the space turned blue, right? So now I know I have full control of the hill of the hard point. All right, so now I'm going to kind of I know there's a lot of flashes being knocked around here, probably from the sniper ledge side, the outside. I don't know what direction it is. This is southwest, so what would that be, right? So that'd be west side, I think, right? Yeah, west side. But I also see that it's now contested. Okay, someone's in the point with me, right? So I need to figure out where this person is. I don't I hear footsteps. Okay. I think they're coming down the hall. I can't see anything. Everything's happening very quickly. Okay. Everything's happening extremely quickly. And so I need to start checking everything that I can. Okay. And that's when the pre-fire comes into play here. Just like the last clip where, you know, I know enemies are going to come in, so I'm going to put my fire where they're going to be. Right now, I don't see anyone moving, but I know someone's in the point with me, so I'm going to start checking areas where they might be. In my immediate vicinity now, I can somewhat tell that there's no one in that right corner. Behind that display case, or on the side of that display case in the corner where the guy was that originally killed me. I know there's not anyone to my immediate left because I was just on the ground, flopping around, right, trying to dodge those flashbangs. So the only blind area that's clear to me is that case. Okay. And so I'm going to start putting some rounds in the case because I'm going to check. Most likely they're moving. If I can't see them right now, they're probably crouched, right? So I'm going to lay a few rounds in there, and guess what? Okay, I got lucky. I got extremely, extremely lucky there. Let's replay that. Let's replay that real quick. I'll pause it before, and we'll slow it down a little bit. So I shoot this guy in the butt. Pop back up. Okay. And then we'll play this like 25 speed. So here's another thing too, and I don't know if I necessarily, oh, of course, no damn. I don't know if I necessarily processed this. I don't know if I processed this, but we'll go back to here. All right, so that was the Kingslayer. All right, this is perfect stopping point right here. Okay, I don't know if I necessarily processed this, but who knows? I mean, my eyes may have processed it. I can't remember what I did, but again, this is all about game sense. Like, I know, again, further confirming that there's someone in the room for me. You can see an outline here. I think this happened too quickly for me to process it, but that information is there. Someone who has much better reaction time probably could have picked that up a little bit through that half second or millisecond gap of time there. But I just wanted to point that out too, while we had it in slow motion. All right, the explosion. I hear a couple flashes. All right, it's contested. I know someone is in the point with me. I just looked down that hallway. I may have seen that person in the hallway. That may be the same person. In fact, I think it is the same person that ends up going from there behind the display case. But now I know there's definitely someone. Okay, so further confirming, and this happens very quickly. Further confirming, I can't see someone in the left corner. It's really clear to me. Can't see someone in the right corner. Okay. I'm going to shoot. I'm just going to start taking pot shots, you know, and my aiming bias is always from left to right. So I'm going to start my sweeps from left to right. Okay. All right. There. I checked it. I pre-fire there, right? I just noticed that I pre-fire in the hallway too. And now I'm going to pre-fire into the case. But as soon as I get the hit marker, I'm going to stop. Okay. I'm going to stop right there. I probably could have continued to go in there, but why I stopped is that, hey, I pre-fired there, got 2 shots off, and it immediately turned blue again, because my eyes are mainly on that defending and contested signal, like that flag that's in the middle of the hard point. So again, I get that kill, and I was trying to see if I could. I don't know if. So I pre-fire there. I don't think they, yeah, she was right there. But you can kind of see something there, but that was just a lucky pre-fire. Again, it comes back to game sense. Like, you can do everything right. Again, processing all this information at one time, but it comes down to luck, right? So she's out. She's out of the fight. Take that flash in the face. Yeah, and then we're pretty much done. Then we go back to protecting the harbor point. My boys are back in there and supporting me. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully that made sense to everyone. Just bring up the game sense thing again. Kind of what goes through my mind when I play. So, visual, what I can see. Sound, what I can't see yet, hopefully. The footsteps around me, the flashbangs, any other UI intel, any other, Call of Duty instance. It's kill streak warnings, things like that. That's very useful to me. Intel, UAVs, friendly deaths, enemy patterns, repetition, repeated map styles, play styles. Where do people usually hide? What's the objective of the game? How are people going to act differently in a certain game type than others, right? Repetition on physical repetition. What's my mouse control like? What's my flick? What are my flicks like? What are my aiming patterns like? How do I usually aim? Like, what's my bias? Things like that. When in doubt, shoot where the target's going to be, and just pre-fire in general. If I'm alone in the room, I'm gonna freaking check every corner blindly. Yes, especially if I'm barging into a room, I'm gonna have my pattern about checking every corner. And this isn't real steel. Like, this isn't real firearms. Like, I'm not really necessarily worried about what's downrange, unless it's unless I'm shooting through something that bullets can go through. And I know there's blueberry. My friendly blueberries are in front of me. I don't want to knock them out. I'm not gonna fire in their direction, obviously. But I'm going to pre-fire. I'm going to pre-fire to clear rooms. And then the last thing is luck. And I'd certainly on luck. Luck plays a part in every game. Luck plays a part in everything. But I would say that certainly the last clip was the luckiest there. But it was all about purpose. It was purpose driven, room clearing, room checking. Things like that. So anyway, that's a little bit of the overview of those clips. Hopefully that was useful to you all. I hope you appreciated that. So I think what would be cool to do is just do a couple games just to show you kind of how I play, how I walk through this stuff, and just kind of give you like a live look of what my thought process is. So if that sounds good, then leave a like, subscribe. Make sure you check out our content. We're posting Fortnite stuff. We're posting Call of Duty stuff. Obviously, we're always playing GTA games. We have these silly challenges that we do. So yeah, we hope you tell your friends about our channel. So let's go ahead and close out of this stuff. I'll get Call of Duty lined up here. Unplug my extra monitor here. That's done. All right. Let's play some hardcore. Yeah, now I feel like the pressure's on. At least to show you a decent game of how I play. Let's see. Oh man. That's too bad. He's inviting me. Start this over again. I'm actually going to take my sweatshirt off as well. Shh. My dog was barking.
I'm reloading!
I'm trying to level this gun up, so we're going to use this one for now.
Friendly UAV on station. Team deathmatch.
Alright. So, intel here. That guy just died from probably the left. Tough shot to miss there.
With you, mate.
UAV in the
I'm reloading! Took a round!
We're getting hit hard.
Enemy sentry down! Changing
Enemy
mag!
support the box run.
Sniper's down! Reloading!
Friendly UAV online. UAV ready to deploy.
That
I
could
heard
have
that
been
guy.
bad. 1-1 requesting
UAV
recon at this time.
That UAV online and orbiting the AO.
Bad timing on that UAV press there. Looks like we're about to lose this game anyway.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Yeah. So again, the idea of game sense, right? Little dose of that in the beginning, or at least the end of that game when I joined halfway through, or the last part of it. But we'll try to get into a full game and show you, kind of highlight what I was talking about. And hopefully I can get my freaking laser for this this thing. Although I don't know how I unlocked that 9mm receiver for this thing. Every time I click through it, I'm like, why isn't it clearer? Like, I want to unlock this, so how do I unlock this? I know I have to have the BAS P, but where is that? Is that in here? Is that in the SMGs? Let's just read it.
Yeah. I haven't played this one tonight.
Okay. Now the base is locked because I don't have what?
And it's your favorite map, Care Bear.
Get 25 headshots using SMGs. Okay. Alright, so that's self-explanatory. Okay. I'll just have to do that, I guess. Alright, another team deathmatch. I'm always a deathmatch guy. I like this. I like the game type. I mean, I think anyone does. It's funny because I play a lot of Counter-Strike. I'm really looking forward to Counter-Strike 2. By the way, it looks awesome. Played Counter-Strike for decades. I just do not like search and destroy on Call of Duty. It just doesn't feel the same. I know the premise is very similar, but it just doesn't feel...
Team deathmatch. All hunters
flashlight.
destroy all threats.
Pop out. Alright, so the guys... One of our guys died just now.
Oh, one white truck.
So now he just told away he gave my position. Oh my god, sorry brother.
Oh, laying down by the white truck.
They're giving away my position pretty clearly, so. Oh,
God.
the timing on that was pretty crazy.
Changing mag.
See, I couldn't get that shot off because he was right in front of me. I didn't want to do that team kill. That was stupid. Okay. This is gonna be a tough game.
Friendly counter UAV on station. Friendly UAV on station.
Cold-blooded.
They're on the trucks in the on the lot.
Throwing flash grenade! Take cover!
Alright. I'm not gonna use this gun. I'm gonna have to use something with the laser. Alright, so they're moving through this doorway right now, okay. Upstairs.
Yep, see there.
Friendly UAV online.
Dumped him.
He's still there.
We need to talk, guys.
Standing by.
UAV's up.
Flyover.
It's the second time I've put up a UAV and it's been bad timing. Why's my ping so high?
Mission is half complete. Secure this victory.
UAV is being
Alright, so I know he's watching downstairs, so I can go upstairs and check this for a second. Alright. Alright.
Drop the bomb.
Our counter UAV is active.
It's
Our
down,
UAV
yes.
is orbiting the area. Friendly
Flash out!
UAV on station.
Switching mag.
See, I saw him. I mean, that's visuals right there, you know? He's coming out.
Be ready for that.
Saw that on the UAV. Alright, it's not... It's...
1-1 requesting recon at this time.
Copy that. UAV is on
I
station.
know he's hugging the wall. It's all just game sense, man. Like, checking my corners. I'm not gonna fucking put myself out there. So there's two here.
Target dead.
Friendly cruise missile deployed.
Right?
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Loading.
Gaining ground. Don't let up.
Friendly UAV online.
Trying to go for the deagle shot there, but you know.
Friendly UAV on station.
Changing mag. Enemy.
So he's in there. I know I can cut this. Should have had that one.
Requesting close in. Target mark.
Tiger 3-1. Impact. Good hit.
I have to go outside.
All hunters. Mission
Yeah,
accomplished.
sometimes
Good game.
I'll do
Like
that
a
one.
job.
Nice GD.
I don't know. Fuck, I'm entering a game that started already, I think. Chapo? Oh my god.
All right. I broke down and used the laser last game because I just needed to pull out a win, but I'll use this for as long as I
That was
can.
basura.
Team deathmatch. Hunter 1, you're clear to engage all threats. We've taken the lead.
Check the stairs first.
Night, night. Loading.
Sound. He's coming through there.
Look at you.
Throwing flash grenade. Reload.
Now, are they going to come through this door?
Where the fuck are they?
I don't know. I'm in their.
Playing the hide and seek?
I'm in the parking lot here.
Ready to deploy.
One's camping back left.
Why the fuck?
I got the reception.
Oh my god. Catwalk.
Changing mag.
Roger.
Going towards the parking lot.
Standing by.
Ooh, that was a sweet shot. All right, UAV's going to be up, guys.
Watch back right.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is
Oh
on.
yeah.
There you go.
Target area marked. You're clear.
So I usually save this, but whatever.
Right on target.
The enemy has the lead.
How are these people pre-shooting around the fucking corner when they don't even have a UAV up? They're pre-firing. It's ridiculous.
Flash out. Here we go.
Lead is ours.
I know I hit that shot, the long shot in the halt, like here, from reception, but
Time to set some traps.
there's no way I can. Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
On your six.
I hate to be on the receiving end of those, so I'm all about it if someone else wants to do it.
Yep. I just don't like people following me.
They're in the camping in the parking lot too. Gotta go back to the laser, man. Too much tunnel
Holy
vision with
shit.
the iron sights. Let's see if I can see.
Target down.
They're camping their spawn.
Roger that.
Stairs above on
Gotcha.
See.
I got eyes on catwalk.
See, it's just clearing the room, man.
awning's dead.
Heard him. I just cleared them out of the cafe area, but not the cafe area, the bedroom area. Just... UAV's up.
Requesting recon flyover.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
Alright, so now I know where they are.
Night, night.
Change my position.
I'm just trying to figure out how these guys are like, without a UAV, just pre-firing, like running and pre-firing around a corner.
See, you had to see him on the UAV, right?
And I can't even sprint to fire. That was my bad.
We have somebody hiding behind us here. I got him.
Oh my god.
Camper down.
Gonna watch that corridor, man. Move around you. The fuck?
Set his ass on fire.
Ridiculous. Or at least we're winning. I'm doing pretty good, so.
Fuck down.
God damn it, dude.
Right. I'm running around in the Wow, this dude is camping all the way left. Far left back.
That's
He's down.
embarrassing.
Yeah, he's down now.
Hostile UAV
One's in
the
parking lot.
sector.
I just saved his life.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Back
I
mid
saw
their
that
spawn.
shit.
I'm loading.
He's probably mad. Fuck him.
Are you serious right now? Damn. See?
Oh shit.
Damn. There we go. I gotta push through here.
These guys are hiding behind booths and shit, man. It's annoying.
Changing mags.
He's
Throwing
running there.
Semtex.
Throw us in. I don't want to show my laser, right? Where'd my dot go? Did anyone else see that? Where'd my dot go? Do they have a counter UAV?
Throwing flash grenade.
They're just getting the shots off first. Said they got better shot placement right now.
Bedroom.
Oh,
Blast out.
camper. Alright. I know where they're at. Where the fuck is he?
Lost the lead.
Who's watching that? Who's watching
Wait,
reception
what?
area, man?
I don't know, but these bullets are just flying out of nowhere.
Watch out.
Oh, God.
Taking effective fire.
I'm going outside. I'm gonna see if I can go, if I can
Drop the butt.
hit them from the rear.
Reception office.
Close game.
Got a camper inside the art gallery in the far left corner. Echo 86. East 86. He's hiding in the corner. Now he's moving towards center, towards the front.
Oh, he scared me.
Holy shit. He's at the stairs. Oh,
We had that one. It was a good game.
Compromised.
We
We're
had that
down.
one.
GG's, boys.
I was camping, trying to get long shot kills.
Everybody's got a reason. As long as you guys have fun playing, that's all that matters.
I'm not right now with.
Positive man. That's a positive man right there. Alright, we'll do one more. Maybe one more. Call it a night. It's been pretty good games. What I'll do is instead of this thing, I guess I should use this thing, right? I gotta get the kills with a submachine gun. See, this is what I don't like about this is that
Hey man, what's up, man? You shot me in the back, man. What'd I do to you, man?
See, they took away the 10mm from the MP5.
I sure did.
I was all about that.
He shot me that.
Alright, looks like I'm gonna be versus those guys. Farm 18. I like this map. I like this map.
Team deathmatch. Roadstrasser destroyed.
They're underneath us, as I can hear them. That had to be the guy that came around us, right? Maybe there's one more up here.
Night! Taking effect! I'm reloading!
UAV ready to deploy.
Claymore set.
He's still there. Yeah, that was a good move. That was a good move.
1-1, requesting reconnaissance time.
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO.
Hostile UAV overhead.
Upstairs on my body. He's upstairs. He's upstairs.
Moving to my mark. Be advised, UAV is exiting
He's
the
upstairs,
AO.
brother. Right outside the doorway.
Throwing blast grenade!
Oh, you got him. You got him with a bouncing Betty.
Our UAV is orbiting the area.
Saw that on my UAV.
Reloading!
Another one on my UAV.
Requesting
UAV's
recon
up.
flyover!
Copy. UAV orbiting the AO. Recon is online.
Enemy fight! Drop the body!
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Oh, guys, watch the basement entrance there.
Friendly UAV online.
Get down.
Friendly bomb drone is online. You're halfway mission complete. Keep fighting.
Engaging! Switching mags!
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Knew he was coming around there.
Covering your six.
Roof, 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 roof.
Hostile UAV active.
Enemy in the area. An eye for an eye. Gotcha, bitch!
Get the fuck out.
I heard you, brother. I heard you, man.
Friendly UAV on station.
I've got your back. Target down.
Go hide by the bus, by the bus.
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Enemy contact. Blast out.
Behind the box, behind the box.
Watching your six.
You got
Hostile UAV active.
I'm lagging. What's with the lag, man? This is weird. That was weird. Alright, well. Alright, well we gotta get a full game in at least, so one more game. Alright, well, we'll just finish up this game then.
Team deathmatch. All hunters, weapons free.
Hostile UAV overhead.
I'm with you.
House.
field. Fight back.
Hostile UAV active.
Jesus Christ.
Throwing Simtex!
Yeah, on the truck over at the fruit stand.
Yep.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Activated.
Love it.
Hostile counter UAV overhead.
Jumped him! Changing man! Throwing flash grenade!
Drop there, sniper!
Simtex out! Flash incoming!
That's live.
This
By.
One,
UAV's
request
up.
recon at the time.
Copy that. UAV is on station. Tiger 3-1. Impact. Good hit.
Good luck.
Hostile UAV in the sector.
Flash out!
UAV is being refueled. RTB at this time.
Moving.
You know what happened there? Razor overlay, man. What the fuck, dude?
Hostile UAV over.
See, why is my overlay all messed up, dude? I shouldn't have to, like,
Hostile UAV in the sector.
I know it is,
Hostiles
no.
deploy the counter
alt
UAV.
key. One's in the dark.
Got one.
Getting hit hard.
Oh my god. This isn't making any sense.
Mission failed. Return to base.
What's with my... Why is my shit all going crazy? Anyway. See, what's going on here? I don't get this. Is my scroll wheel? Like, what's... Alright. Bizarre. Alright, well this was fun. Again, hopefully you guys got a little bit of info just for those who are watching. Again, how I play the game and how others play the game returns from just the perspective of game sense and just having awareness of what's going on. Hopefully this dispels rumors or other thoughts too about you know, just misconceptions of just players in general. I mean, unfortunately, I think Modern Warfare 2, just streaming culture in general, has an issue with hacks. But as I mentioned previously, like there's no assist on my part. It's all just a combination of things. But the biggest thing being luck, but it's purposeful luck, right? I put myself in try to put myself in the right position at the right time, right, to maximize the effect, I guess, of my gameplay. So, but I think this was pretty cool. I think it's pretty cool to kind of dive into video breakdown of how I play maps and how I play certain game types. So hopefully this was interesting to you all. If it was, please check out our other clips from Fortnite and GTA. We try to do a lot of fun stuff here. We'll probably try to play a few other games as they come out soon. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me.